Jules, how and Cam, we got you both.
Yeah,
Good
we're
to see you
tag
guys.
teaming.
Hey, wait a second. Is this live from a home inspection?
No.
Okay. I'm just playing with you guys. Super good to see you. And thank you so much. I think that when we're talking about Cam and Jules from a Buyer's Choice Home Inspections, everybody on our team would agree that one of the best things about a high quality home inspector is the explanations they give. So thank you so kindly for giving great advice to our clients as they go through something that many times they find stressful.
You're welcome.
Now, we're talking about this group of downsizers, these people that may not have been out in the last 18 months very much because they were told it was too dangerous to go outside. Now they're thinking about having strangers in their home. But when you get all amped up inside to get your house in the market, to go through this transition, all of a sudden you bring it, you kind of bite all your nails off during the process of bringing it to the market, wondering what's going to happen. Then you bring an offer and they say, hey, listen, tomorrow there's a home inspection. Immediately your stomach sinks and you're about to go for the final exam, right? So do you guys know how feared you are? You look really friendly, but you're some of the scariest people that sellers know.
We cut our horns off, for interviews like this. It's when we go to the home inspections, they come back, grow back on.
Yeah, I see that. That's my negotiation horns. And you and I go to the same barber. He uses he buzzes off the top and then he pulls out the big hot iron and he works off the horns.
You bet.
So if we're talking to sellers about how the things that they should know because they're going to have a home inspection upcoming, what would you want more sellers to know? Let's say that it was your aunt who's downsizing and you're like, you know what? You're going to come up to a home inspection. Here's the key elements to think about.
One of the easiest things that a seller can do, and it's a safety recommendation or it's a safety concern that we'll always note on an inspection, are their smoke and carbon monoxide detectors, are they up to date? Are they even there? Are the batteries missing out of them? Did they expire 5 years ago? If they have a gas fireplace or a gas stove on the main floor, do they have a carbon monoxide detector somewhere in that area? And if they don't, or if they're all expired, or if we can't see an expiration date, we have to call it out. And that becomes, I don't want to say it's a red flag, but it always gets noted as a safety concern for a buyer. So it's a cheap, easy fix for every home seller to just make sure that those are all up to date and labeled with a date. Would be the first thing.
Yeah.
I'll let you jump in for a minute.
Okay. Another thing is the mechanical side of things. They're going to be looking into the furnace and hot water tank. So what we'd recommend is, you're going to sell your home, have somebody come in and tune it up before you get close to the home inspection. Keep all the paperwork for any sort of tune-ups or repairs that have been done to any part of the home, and have that accessible to the possible buyer so they can see that things have been done. If you find out from somebody that has done a tune-up on the fire or the furnace or something, or even any mechanical part of the house, and they turn around and say, you know what, it's getting close to being old, or there's a lot of repairs that need to be done, then we recommend go out and get 2 or 3 quotes from different companies. And then you can bring that back and you can once again bring that forward to your potential buyer. And when they come back and say, oh yeah, we saw the furnace is shot, it's going to cost $20,000. You can turn around and go, I've got 3 quotes here. One's for 5, one's for 6, and one's for 7. So we've priced our house accordingly because of that. So it just helps you to get yourself into a better position. Roof. Make sure your gutters are clean. The outside of the house, keep it tidy. Cut your trees or bushes back a little bit. I know that the real estate agents are probably talking to you about that already. It's no different on the outside as it is on the inside. So first appearances make a big difference. So the home inspector shows up and sees that hasn't been cut in 2 or 3 months and everything's overgrown the roof. We kind of know what we're expecting on the inside, because usually the inside and the outside coincide. So little things like that help to keep things in line and have people feel like things aren't going to be a mess when they walk in.
So I think this is kind of key when we see people that are approaching the market and they look at a home inspection. So the first thing that I would like to dispel is the fact that a home inspection normally doesn't come back as pass or fail.
Correct.
More so, it's like the state of the union of this house. I look at a home inspection as though it's like the manual for a pre-owned home. This is where it's at. This is where the furnace is at. These are where the other things.
Yeah.
And what you were mentioning is like, look at all the tick marks that you would have if you didn't do the things that you guys just mentioned, right? All of a sudden the buyer is going to be sitting down. Now, at this point, they're committed for like what, $7 for the average home? Oh no, it's $400,000. So you have $400,000 for the average property in Edmonton, and that's what's on the line right now. And you walk in and it's like, okay, none of the safety is up to date. All the smoke detectors and alarms are off, right? And then you're talking about, you know what? You need to have somebody take a look at the eaves troughs because they're plugged. And now, since they're overflowing, this has caused water to get into places where we wouldn't normally see it. And now you know that when you're going inside, you're going to be looking at the attic a little bit differently, right?
Yeah. Attic and structure both, yeah.
So see how, if it smells like fire, you're actually going to end up with a home inspection that's looking for trouble. Whereas if you guys show up and you're like, well, you know what? Everything's clean on the outside. It looks like it's well maintained. Somebody might have spent a couple $100 having somebody come to their house and just take a look at the mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But here's the one thing that I think more people should know is you want the home inspection to go smoothly. So please remove all the clutter from your mechanical room.
Yeah.
Give these people some space to work.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, and even same thing with your electrical panels and all, anything mechanical, like you're saying there. So for sure, we need to get at it. And if we can't get at it, then we've had buyers that have turned around and they get kind of gun shy because, well, how do I know what's going on inside there?
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever, right? So yeah, definitely the decluttering part is huge as well. So for sure, you bet.
Yeah, you guys are going to get in and around, and the reason that we need to give you access is just to give somebody an idea. You're going to be in a house, like picture the average like 1,300 square foot bungalow with a fully finished basement in the greater Edmonton area. With the two of you there, how long are you going to be there?
Depending on the age, an hour and a half to 2 hours with the two of us going full tilt.
Yeah, because that's 2 instead of 1.
Mm-hmm.
So like really when it takes a look at the time that you guys are going to spend on site getting the same job done. And also I kind of like it when there's 2 because one person is normally focused on the major mechanical. Is that the way you guys run it?
Yeah.
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 And then you can kind of move from place to place. And if we were talking about even a living room, when you take a look at all the points that you're checking, if I just catch a few, every door latch, every window full operation, are the like looking all the vents, are they attached and everything else like that correctly, checking every single plug, you know, tracing any switch that nobody knows where it came from to the point where we may end up asking the sellers. But like the points in a living room that doesn't have any major mechanical would surprise most people.
Mm-hmm.
Like how many houses you guys have been in where the polarity is reversed or there's no ground?
Quite often when you get into the older homes.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, so it's just
at least
things
half
like
the
that.
older homes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when we're talking about older homes, there's specific age ranges that may have other things that are concerned. I see that you guys are both nodding. What are the age ranges that are going to take you a little bit more time or that you might have questions on?
You're going to be looking, well, and the different age ranges are different things. So probably
50s through 70s ish.
Yeah.
We're looking for, like I said, the electrical, has that been upgraded? Is there aluminum wiring still in the house? Is there any concerns with the panel itself? Is the panel out of date and they should look at upgrading their panel? Asbestos was commonly used actually right up until the 90s. So we're looking for areas where, you know, in the flooring and the tape around ducts and the ceiling, so that we can just let them know, not to scare them, but just to let them know that they need to be aware of that. So the 50s
some people have
70s,
intentions to do major renovations that would disturb asbestos.
Yeah.
And like
so we want to let them
remediation
know
costs
that
are real.
that they need to have that tested before they do, just to ensure their safety.
Absolutely.
So then we're what?
from the 70s to about mid 90s, there was the polybutylene piping that was used in the houses.
So PolyB has been something that comes up a lot. And you know, a lot of people don't know how to take it. So right now, if we have somebody watching this virtual event, they're thinking about downsizing, and you tell them, hey, you know what? You got to go down to the mechanical room. You're going to see where you have all the pipes running off the manifold. And if you notice those like a medium gray color, now you should have a closer look.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So talk to us. This is something that I was praising you for initially. When you go into a house that has PolyB, do we just pack up and leave?
No,
No.
no. I mean, once again, and that's the thing is we get asked, okay, so what's the price on that to replace that, or what's the issues? Once again, that all really depends on the client. Some clients, they're coming in, like you said, they're looking to do major rentals and whatever else. Depends on the home. Does the home actually have in a bungalow? Does it have drop down ceiling?
Or
If so,
unfinished.
yeah, or a finish, because if it's got drop down ceiling, everything's accessible. So you can open things up. It makes a plumber's job that much easier. If you're in a completely finished home, okay, we got a few things we got to look at that are a little bit different. So it really depends on the client, the budget that they have, and what they're looking to do with it. So the other part of it is the insurance companies. The insurance companies are the ones that are basically giving the big pushback on that because of the potential for issues down the road, and they don't want to be fitting a bill for any sort of issues. So we always recommend phone your company, your insurance company first, find out what they are looking for with this type of piping. Because there's some insurance companies that I've chatted with, they don't care. Others, they want nothing to do with it. Some are okay with it. So it just,
Yeah.
you need to do a little bit of background checking on your own side of things just to make sure what your insurance company is going to say or do about it. And
Yeah,
then
we really help people do that. Like, I'm not sure if you've noticed that hacking company clients, when they're with you in the home inspection, they're paying attention to the home inspection, but they're also dabbling along on our checklists because we give them all the common questions that insurance companies ask and get them to complete that while they're at the house with you guys. So they can say, hey, is this aluminum wiring? Hey, is that PolyB plumbing?
yeah,
And most people may not even know that you probably aren't going to see those two in the same house.
no,
You
they're
shouldn't.
different eras.
Different eras, right?
Yeah.
And like, just like a good agent should be able to tell you that when we went into the 90s, there was some major build construction changes. We started to see the thicker walls, more insulation, sump pumps, more water diversion. There was a whole key of things that might make somebody decide differently between a house from the mid 90s and a house from the mid 80s.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think that more people should really understand a little bit more about construction, and I appreciate how you make that accessible. But the biggest thing is how you explain these things to our clients. And I think that they really got a sense of that tonight. So thank you so much for coming by and talking to us a little bit about preparing for that home inspection, about what home inspectors are looking for and some of the things they could do. We're also open to making sure that you have this information coming up. So if we're working with clients as listed clients, and that's why we have trusted experts, is so that we can lean on your expertise and say, hey, do you think this is going to be a problem? I love it that you're available for those phone calls for us as well. So thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
We really appreciate you guys coming by tonight and joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at our next inspection.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Thank you.